Hello, happy Friday, guys. This is Attorney Claudine Gasana. I'm here today to give you some tips on how to avoid rejection of your I-589 asylum application form because after a new ruling by the Board of Immigration Appeals, the judge now has a discretion of rejecting your asylum application before even giving you a chance to defend your case. It's called pretermit of your asylum case and deem it abandoned just because you failed to complete some of the information. So you may think, okay, so what do I need to do? Well, those who go through this process, they know once you have a case when you go through the process and your case is sent to the judge, so it takes years before the judge gives you a hearing date for you to go plead your case. So it could take years. So during those years, you change employment, you changed address, you got married, you had children. So those are the information you have to update. You have to amend your I-589. So you have to file an amendment. And some other things are on page 5 to page 7 or 9. There are questions they ask in the petition. And normally people will say yes or no, and they will say please see attached, and then sometimes you don't attach any declaration, you don't attach any details. So right now the judge can just review the petition on file and say, well, you did not complete your case, you passed the deadline, because they give you a deadline to supplement, to update your case before your hearing. Sometimes it's 30 days, some judges 50 days before your hearing. So, obviously this is the work of your attorney if you have an attorney, but your attorney has to know what has already been filed, and then so they can supplement it, so they can amend it. So I will give you another example. Some people, before arriving in the United States, they would pass through the countries, right? So maybe pass through Mexico or Colombia, Panama, and then, and then before arriving in the US. You have to list all the countries you pass through, even if it was transit, and then explain why did you pass through that country. Did you have any legal status in that country? Did you fight for legal status in that country? Do you have the right to return in that country? So you have to answer all those questions. If you do not, then the judge will, some judges, not all of them, now they have discretion, meaning they can choose to say, okay, well, I'm gonna hear your case, or they can just say, no, you did not, and then you didn't even update your case. And sometimes, most of the time, the judge asks you during the hearing, do you have anything to add or change? So if your attorney knows you didn't do any of those changes, then you can say, well, I have something to add. But if you add during the hearing, the government attorney may object because you missed the deadline. So the judge gives 30 days or 50 days, it depends on the judge. So whenever you get the scheduling order, like giving you instructions and deadlines, or sometimes you go to court in the initial hearing and they give you a deadline for submission of additional document and biometrics, and you have to pay attention to know, okay, the judge gives 30 days or this judge gives 15 days. So that's why you have to update your application pending with the judge before the deadline with all those details. And if your attorney does not know that, because this is a new case, again, it came up in May of this year, please make sure to remind them or to tell them to check that. Hey, I've heard Attorney Claudine Gasana say that I have to update my asylum case, I have to put all this information because it's been a couple, 3 years, and my life has changed, and I don't know if we did add all the details of the countries I passed through. So please check before we go to the hearing, before we submit all the documents. Okay. So yeah, that's what I want to say today, and I wish you a happy Friday. Bye.